In a world where energy powers progress, our company is leading the conversation and engagement towards that brighter future. Welcome to Pro Ally, a communication and stakeholder management company for the energy, STEM, and related sector.
With us, conscientiousness, exceptionalism, and positivity are not just words, but the very core of our existence and dedication to making a difference in the energy industry. From managing diverse industry events, simplifying complex communication, positioning brands and people, to helping organizations deliver practical sustainability initiatives,
we believe that accurate and transparent communication is the key to success in the energy sector. Conscientiousness is at the heart of everything we do. We are more than a business. We are professional experts. We are your ally.
We are meticulous in our approach, ensuring that the information we convey is not only reliable, but also easy to understand. Our services are born to solve these sectorial pain points, tapping into our depths of wisdom, knowledge and understanding, network and proven expertise. At Pro Ally, we don't settle for ordinary. Exceptionalism is our standard.
Our team is made up of experts who constantly strive for excellence, providing our clients with nothing but the best. But it's not just about what we can do, it's about the positive impact we will create. We believe that a positive outlook is crucial in driving change. Our mission: to champion progressive causes and amplify positive impact. We bridge the gap between complex scientific information and accessible communication.
We work tirelessly to ensure that our clients and stakeholders understand and appreciate the significance of their initiatives. At Pro Ally, we are not just a company, we are a movement. A movement driven by conscientiousness, guided by exceptionalism, and fueled by positivity.
Join us on our journey to simplify science communication, amplify positive impacts, and champion progressive causes in the energy industry. Whether you are an organization, stakeholder, brand, partner, or professional in energy and STEM, then welcome to Pro Ally. There is a place for you in our journey. We are Pro Ally, your professional ally, your positive ally.
Visit our website to be a positive part of the energy and STEM revolution at www.proallyworld.com or send us an email at proally.org@gmail.com or info@proallyworld.org. Pro Ally, championing progressive causes, amplifying positive impact.
Hello! Imagine it's 1 year again. And thank you everyone for joining us. This is top of the hour and we are starting exactly at 11 a.m. West African time, 12 noon Central Europe time, or summertime as people will call it. And I guess that you're joining us from different globe and different time zones. So welcome and thank you for always being a part of us. While we wait for people to join, because it really does take inertia, we are going to ask you that you kindly invite your friends, family, colleagues, professional network to please join us at this event. And we'll take the next 5 minutes to wait to settle everyone in. Our speakers are here. We are looking forward to an exciting time talking to you about how to build credible industry network and improve your net worth. And our session, as usual, is focused for energy and STEM professionals. So if you haven't called your friends, your professional colleagues, your co-students, whatever, please reach out to them. We're getting started and we are here, and it is edition 9. So see you soon. While we're waiting for you to invite your friends and loved ones, I'm going to be sharing again our video that opened this session, and it is around the work that we do at ProAlly. ProAlly is an energy and stakeholder management company. Our focus is to simplify science communication, is to amplify positive impact, is to champion progressive causes. One of the great work that we do actually is that we democratize opportunity. This is our vision. This is something that we are committed to. And over the few years, which is about a year, going on a year now that we have been existing, all of our initiatives have been really around democratizing opportunity. And we demonstrate it each time when we have sessions like this on our Energy Insight series, discussing various ways that we can support our energy and STEM professionals to get better at their game, to build more visibility, to share their story, and to be the part of the positive impact that the sector is creating. So again, a gentle reminder to please invite everyone in your network. If you've registered for this, it's time to join us and let's have a good time together. So back to the video as to the work we do at ProAlly.
In a world where energy powers progress, our company is leading the conversation and engagement towards that brighter future. Welcome to ProAlly, a communication and stakeholder management company for the energy, STEM, and related sector.
With us, conscientiousness, exceptionalism, and positivity are not just words, but the very core of our existence and dedication to making a difference in the energy industry. From managing diverse industry events, simplifying complex communication, positioning brands and people, to helping organizations deliver practical sustainability initiatives,
we believe that accurate and transparent communication is the key to success in the energy sector. Conscientiousness is at the heart of everything we do. We are more than a business. We are professional experts. We are your ally.
we are meticulous in our approach, ensuring that the information we convey is not only reliable, but also easy to understand. Our services are born to solve these sectorial pain points, tapping into our depth of wisdom, knowledge and understanding, network and proven expertise. At ProAlly, we don't settle for ordinary. Exceptionalism is our standard.
Our team is made up of experts who constantly strive for excellence, providing our clients with nothing but the best. But it's not just about what we can do, it's about the positive impact we will create. We believe that a positive outlook is crucial in driving change. Our mission: to champion progressive causes and amplify positive impact. We bridge the gap between complex scientific information and accessible communication.
We work tirelessly to ensure that our clients and stakeholders understand and appreciate the significance of their initiatives. At ProAlly, we are not just a company, we are a movement. A movement driven by conscientiousness, guided by exceptionalism, and fueled by positivity.
Join us on our journey to simplify science communication, amplify positive impacts, and champion progressive causes in the energy industry. Whether you are an organization, stakeholder, brand, partner, or professional in energy and STEM, then welcome to ProAlly. There is a place for you in our journey. We are ProAlly, your professional ally, your positive ally.
Visit our website to be a positive part of the energy and STEM revolution at www.proallyworld.com. or send us an email at proally.org@gmail.com or info@proallyworld.org. Pro Ally, championing progressive causes, amplifying positive impact.
Wow. You know why the video was playing, and welcome everyone. If you're here, I had to write down some of the things that I even hear every time I hear this video. It says we believe that a positive outlook is crucial to driving positive change. This is the story of Pro-Ally, where conscientiousness is guided by exceptionalism and it is fueled by positivity. If anybody asks you, what is this Pro-Ally organization about? Just say democratizing energy and STEM opportunities. Full stop. Right. And this is why we always, every month, make it a duty to be here sharing on subjects that will drive positive outlook to the professionals working in the energy and in the STEM industry to support them to drive positive changes. So welcome this morning again to the night edition of the Energy Insight series, the monthly event organized by Pro-Ally. We started in September last year, 2023, and month in, I was going to say year in, year out, month in, month out, it really takes a village to put this together. I start by saying thank you to everyone who is on the call today. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for every time believing in the cause and the work that we do at Pro-Ally. I believe in it. The people at Pro-Ally believe in it. But if you don't believe in it, then we'll just be, what's the word? We'll be singing to, no, that's not the right word. We'll be, I don't know the right idiom to use, but we'll just be maybe making noise that, doesn't make sense. But every time you give us a feedback to say the work that we do matter, you are supporting us to achieve the vision of democratizing energy. So thank you for being here every time. This month is different. We are having an open mic session. Typically we would always have had our speakers, erudite industry professionals who are going to share their views, and we thought, we've been discussing solutions, and people have been getting value for it. Don't get me wrong. Every time we have this session, the feedback that we get and our speakers get, they know that they have actually moved the envelope for you. But we thought, how about we start from the scratch and understand the questions? This month, we're talking how to build credible industry networks. The common term is network, and this is where we started from. Asking questions around why network? Why do you have to network? What's the point of networking? I mean, you can just do your thing, get best grades in school, get the job automatically, and just stay in your silo. You don't need people. You're an island. It's a possible track, right? But over the years, it's been established that humans need network. They say your net worth is your network, or your network is your net worth. I know Mrs. Sherry Miracle on the call, so she says that so perfectly. But that's what we are delving down. But today is different because it's an open mic session. However, we have a few of our younger professionals who are going to be asking us questions. So your job as the audience today is to answer all the questions that they've been asking and share the experience that you have. So on that note, I'd like to say thank you, and we are starting, and I'm going to invite one of our speakers to break the ice around how difficult can it get. I hear it a lot. Young professionals say it, like it's so difficult to crack the code of speaking to senior professionals. It's either they are too busy, it's either they look like they have a flaming lamp on their head, or they give you a kind of response that you're asking, God, what's my father's name now? How will I build the pedigree that I need? But we are breaking all of that together down today. That at the end of this event, you would not have a single iota of doubt when it comes to networking within the energy and in the STEM sector. So, my first speaker or my first questionnaire, you can use any name, anyone works, is going to be today. My first speaker is, or maybe my first questionnaire, like I said, is going to be Victor. So I'm going to bring Victor on stage and he's going to tell us in his own words, how difficult is it to build credible industry network? Victor, welcome to the stage. Let's go. Can you speak, Victor? Or can you hear me?
Okay, thank you very much, Ma. Thank you for the opportunity once again. It's an honor being on stage here to talk about network. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Can you hear me, Ma?
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Okay, I said thank you very much for the opportunity. It's an honor to be on this very section today, speaking about networking. Okay, networking, yeah, it's very important for us to climb the ladder, the professional ladder, because without it, I feel. I think I'll be speaking basically on my personal problems, like problems that I think it's peculiar to me, and I feel it's as well for other persons. Now, when you try to interact with established leaders, right? When you want to meet with them, you want to connect so as to probably have them mentor you or something. Okay, my problem comes from lack of confidence. Yeah, lack of confidence. Before you go to meet these established leaders, you tend to have, I tend to have this intimidation. I tend to be intimidated by the kind of person I'm going to meet. Just like imagine me coming from nowhere to go and meet, let's say, CEO of a company. Like I don't even know what to say. I don't even know. And that particular thing kills, I'll be what house down my spirits to approach the person. Like it's a very big challenge, lack of confidence. And I think as well, I'll still call out my introversion nature, like being an introvert, always trying to stay on my own, like secluded, always trying to be within a small circle, not wanting to move out. I think that's another problem I face trying to network with industry professionals. If I can remember, I think there was this conference I had opportunity to meet somebody. I think a tech guy, yeah, based on. Can you hear me, ma?
Yes, please.
Can I be heard? Okay, a tech guy in the industry. I really wanted to connect with him. Yeah, it was something I desired to. I think the first day I was not able to approach him because of this confidence issue. I think on the second day I did approach him. I got his number, WhatsApp, tried to connect, but I kind of didn't really know what to do as regards trying to engage him. Now he has given me his contact, his WhatsApp phone number, and I don't even know how to start engaging him because I don't want to appear like too direct. So maybe uh, probably like I don't want to really make mistakes since they said first impression matters. I think that's for me is basically a problem. Uh, Basically a problem. Always trying to be within my own circle, being an introvert, always trying to make sure everything is perfect, and that feeling of I can't do it because I'm coming. It's more like coming from the village and all these things, and you want to meet the CEO. I can't really do it. So these ones are
I
peculiar, much more peculiar.
that you said coming from the village. I really like it. So I'm going to ask the audience, like some people say they come from the town, but I think all of us actually erupted from one village or the other. Even Lagos was a village. But now back to the audience. So you've heard Victor talked about lack of confidence. You've heard Victor talked about being intimidated, the fact that he's an introvert, and he doesn't want to appear too forward, right? What would you suggest that Victor should do when he has to speak to industry professionals or even senior professionals? What would you say is the way for Victor to, be able to overcome this personal and maybe systemic challenge that he has identified? So we're going to be waiting for your comments. And while you're thinking about Victor, I'm also keen to ask, how many of us have experienced a Victor syndrome, if we can call it that way? How has it been for you? Have you always, had the confidence of, it's not a problem, I'm just going to speak to them, or I don't feel intimidated, or you also share these challenges that Victor does? One of the things I didn't mention earlier is that while we are gathering your comments, and thank you everyone, I see that you're here, I see where you're joining from. Thank you, Israel. Thank you, Mrs. Shomrekon. Thank you, Olayemi. Thank you, Biamino. Thank you, everyone. Is that at the end of this call, I'm going to sit down with a professional, Julius Adeson, and myself and him will gather your comments, and then we'll exchange ideas as to how to deal with this hitting confidence, credible network building problem. So the next person I'm going to invite to the stage, we've heard from Victor, is Anthony. Disregard all the things you say around the technology making a mess of all of us. It happens to the best of us, but we are here for the content. So please don't get distracted by the technology issues that we may have. Participate, engage, your valuable insight with us. So bringing Anthony on stage to talk to us about, Anthony, networking. How difficult does this get for you? Tell us. Yeah,
Good day,
Anthony,
everyone.
let's go.
Networking, sincerely, is a very big challenging for me. Most times, like Victor mentioned, personally, I used to ask myself, what should I even tell this person? How should I say it? And most times, when I even manage to talk, I'll go back and I'm like, did I really say? Did I catch his attention? Was it worth it? And you're even afraid of going forward. And I personally, I'm not really interested in just getting connected. I'm interested in how to stay connected. I really am interested in how to stay connected. And then after talking to someone, I'll go back home and begin to ask myself questions. How do I remain relevant in this person's life? How do I stay connected? What should I do? Is there a challenge I can solve for that person so as much as to keep the network going? And that has really been a major challenge for me in networking.
Right. And Anthony, thank you very much. Am I even making sense? Is this even, does this person even see me as a human being? Or then there's always that fear of, am I saying the right things? Am I not appearing too salesy? Right? I'm trying to just wrap up what you're sharing, Anthony. Let me know if I'm saying it exactly how you feel,
Yes,
or
man.
maybe see his perspective.
No, you're correct, man.
And I like when you say, how do I even stay connected? So I'm connecting, yes, but how do what will keep this conversation going? What's the point of it? So if you've experienced Anthony's syndrome, and I'm sorry that I have to be saying syndrome today, because I see somebody say they have experienced Victor's syndrome and he's still experiencing it. But if you have experienced Anthony's syndrome, like, what's the relevance that I just said now? Did I just make sense to this man or woman that I spoke to? Or am I appearing like I'm too salesy, or I need something? Or how do I stay connected? So yes, the person has said, call me. The person has said, take my contacts. What's the next thing? What do I do with it? If you experience this, please let us know. If you have any of such other challenge, also please let us know. And if you are a senior professional and you're on this chart, we are going to harvest all of this and you will help us to respond to these challenges, because it's easy, honestly, to come up here. Speakers we say nice things, very insightful things, but when it comes to the tangibility of using it, it can really be a challenge. So Next person to bring up, we've heard from Victor, who talked about last of confidence. We've heard from Anthony, who talked about, how do I stay connected? Now I'm going to bring Oluwapelumi to share our own experience with us. Pelumi, welcome here. Yeah, muted.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. Can you hear me now?
Yes, please. I hear you.
Hello? Thank you very much for this opportunity. I'm so glad to be here. So my own perspective is a little bit different from like the tech. So mine is like international. I studied international relations. So networking, I got to know about networking from like Quora, from asking questions like what next with what I'm studying, what will I do after this? I do just want to do something else. What do I do? So and the suggestion came like networking, and I didn't even understand the term networking at first. So I had to like what's networking? Because the network I know is, so I decided to like search, and I saw that I was talking to people in the same field and asking for advice and to be able to like to understand and to know where like to make an headway in your profession. So then I started talking to people, and first off, the issue I have is I'm very shy person, so and I don't like embarrassment. So I don't like if I message someone I don't get reply. Sometimes it weighs on me, and I begin to check like, where am I going wrong? Okay, maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I made a mistake. Sometimes I will send the message to like my other friends, like, can you check out this message for me? If I'm making mistake, maybe I did not say the right things, because you don't always get replies from people that you message. And I'm not experienced like meeting people face to face. So it's like sometimes online, and again, not enough research, because I feel like I did not make enough research to be able to find many like enough and the right people to talk to. So sometimes I would have to branch out. Okay, let me meet other ones, since I had like limited resources basically. Also, I think that's it.
Sorry, I was muted. And I really like when you say, really, it starts from understanding what is networking. Because I like Pelumi's own to confirm that we're all village girls. She said the network that she knows is the network that MTN and Glow and all of those gave us. That's where we understood the term network for. But now we're not hearing, you should network, you should network, you should network. And then she went to find out, okay, what exactly is networking? But even in understanding the English of it, she still acts like ask herself, am I even meeting the right people? Am I asking the right question? Are these the people I need right now, so that I'm thrown in the same room with the same people? Does it mean that I want to speak to them? Does it mean that they are the network that I need? So thank you, Pelumi, for sharing that. If you have Pelumi's syndrome, please share in the comment section. Very interesting discourse, and so far it's been a quite revealing even for me, because what most senior people don't realize is that because you have crossed this barrier, you don't see it as a problem anymore. So you're coming from the perspective of, but you should do this, you should reach out, you should just send me an email, you should to craft an email. Sometimes, oh God, it can be so heart-wrenching. So I'm going to bring back Pelumi on stage, but while I do that, I'm going to bring back Pelumi and Victor and Anthony on stage. But I want to go over the comments that we have, and in going over the comments, very interesting one. Aisha says, "I have Victor's. I'm experiencing same as Victor's. How do? Oh, thank you. So you can read that. How do I engage industry people? What do I do really. Aisha also, gave advice to Victor, because we know when we know problems, we actually know the solution. It's how to know it, how to do the solution that can be a challenge. So she says Victor should keep attending conferences, meeting new professionals, attending meeting and group chats. You might likely meet people in the group that have the same challenges as he does. Hey, it's not as easy as it sounds. We know that for a fact, because you can be in the same room with people and not be able to say a word, or you say a word and like Anthony, you're asking, have I even made sense? Would this person ever call me back? So thank you for sharing and thank you for engaging. Let's come back to these questions. We have Joel here. Joel is going to share his own view as to the challenge of building a credible network. Joel, tell me, or tell us, tell the world now, what's your big challenge?
Good morning, ma. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Good morning.
very
Can you hear
clearly.
me, ma?
Yes,
All
hear
right.
you.
Thank you very much for having me. First of all, I would say that my challenge would be, or my challenge is entry, first of all, because I realized that aside from just networking, like you meet people, you get to know about them and all of those things, you need to enter that industry. And when you're entering, it's not most times you're not entering with them, you're entering by yourself first before you start connecting with these people. So I would like to ask questions on entry. How do I enter? What's needed for me to get into that industry? What time do I get in? Because sometimes you may feel like, okay, instead of me to enter now, let me do it another time, or because something sometimes you may have something that is holding you back from entering at a particular point, and you're like, okay, maybe I should postpone my entry. So the first question I have is on entry. How do I enter the industry? What's needed for me to enter into that industry? Sometimes there could also be issues of career transit. We know that Nigeria, it is not where you, most times it's not what you study that it's not the discipline that you have, like your BSc or whatever, that you used to work most times. And sometimes there would be issues of career transit. So in entering into the industry, can I say that career transit should be encouraged as the first step? Because sometimes you may not see work related to your field, and you just have to make sure that you enter, you just have to make sure that you start earning, and you'd have to just move to another career. So for me, the issue of career transit in entering too is also a problem for me. Then I will also talk about growth. Um, it is one thing to get into the industry, it is another thing to grow too. Because one of the reasons why we network is because we want to grow. And aside that, we need growth for every other thing in our lives, because as you enter the industry, you must keep moving up and up, because there will be times when you'd have issues of being dropped down, or you face challenges. So how do I grow? Why should I grow? People would ask that kind of questions because they feel like this industry safe. Let me just go and learn one skill or the other. Maybe I'll come back later to it. So why should I grow? When will my growth come? Sometimes growth can take a lot of time to come. It can take a long process to come. So when will that particular growth come? Then I also have issues with time factor. Time factor basically would be, how long do I need to network to get that particular net worth? How long do I need to network? Then um I also have issues with profits too, because one of the reasons why most times we are in the industry is to make profits. And when you are in that industry, you just have to earn. That's the truth. You just have to earn, because if you don't earn, there's no way you'd have that net worth. There's no way you'll be able to sort your bills. So the issue of profit making, how do I, with right from networking to growing to entry to being relevant to the time factors too. The profit, how do I get that profit? When will that profit come? So my question is basically on the how, the why, the when, and perhaps the where too.
If I'm to use a social media balance, I'll say you have chattered the table. We should just pack up and go home from here. I like where you ended. What is the value of this? Like, if I'm not getting remuneration for it, what am I even building the network for? Right? Thank you for starting with the entry parts. Like, why do you even enter an industry? Why? It's a very interesting concept. Like, why should I be in this industry? Why should I be aiming to meet people in this industry? So this is where we are going to, start from. But before I do that, I'm keen to also share with you, and I'm not sure we can see all of the comments that we have, so that you see that you are not alone. One of the challenge that we see most times with soft skill, if I can put it that way, because building a relationship with someone is actually soft skill oriented, is that a lot of people experience it. In fact tells us that public speaking is not standing on stage. It's me saying, hello Joel, how you doing? Can you come? What you just did is public speaking, is one of the biggest fear in life. So if you want to approach someone other than yourself, you're going to have this fear. So let me pack that up and go to the comment section to share with you what everyone is saying. Mary says, I experienced that a lot too, to the point that I stopped reaching out to people unless I have something I intend to work with them. Because I am like, what's the next step after collecting all these contacts? Business card people. There are categories of people. They go to conference, they collect. Let me bring everybody back on stage. They go to conference and they collect a lot of business card. Hey, like by the time you get home, you're asking yourself, okay, what's this business card for? Right? What do I even write to them? What do I say to them? And so on. So Mary experiences that. And then Dodger says she can also relate with Victor's experience. I think it was Anthony that said he's a village boy. I'm a village girl too. So all of us are village people. Mary says she's a certified village girl too. Olayemi Samuel says she experiences your syndrome. That's Victor. And this is why he is here today, to stand a chance of breaking out of the shell. And a few more comments around what you should do, but we'll come back. Oh no, before we go, Uzoma says he would like to speak to Anthony's issues, as that was where I joined him from. First, I want to believe that asking yourself such questions as how can you be valuable to someone is a good step to actually becoming valuable to them. You become valuable to someone by adding value to the person's life. And this starts from identifying the pain point of the network you want to connect with. But a greater ease of becoming valuable flows from you being a person of value yourself. Very apt. But the more you develop yourself, gain more knowledge, exposure, and a refined mindset, you can easily connect to the network you so easily desire to be for. There are a lot of interesting insights on the comment section. But before I bring up Julius and we have a conversation with you, networking is about you and the next person. And this is what you have said. From being intimidated, linking into personality, being, asking yourself, how do I stay connected? And when Joel asked us, what's the value of all of this thing? At the end of the day, it boils down to Naira and Kobo. What's the Naira and Kobo in this network that we are discussing today? And Pelumi telling us, you really have to understand beyond the English of networking. I'm going to ask you, if you are to meet someone, I don't want to say somebody out of your dreams, because there's nobody, everybody is human. There's nobody that is out of anybody's dream. If you are to meet someone that you have been looking forward to having a conversation with, what would be your biggest holdback from not having that conversation? Your biggest, and I want you to think about it. Your biggest, not that you're shy. Everything is in place, right? You can speak to the person. Person is sitting beside the person and say, hey, hi, my name is CA, Joel, can I meet you? And person even knows your name. What would be the biggest holdback from having a further conversation with that person before we start talking solution? Joel, you first.
Okay, so I would say that I think my biggest holdback would be how lasting the relationship would be. I think that would be my biggest holdback, especially knowing that this person is a very busy type. You understand? So my biggest holdback would be how lasting will our relationship be, because I don't want a situation whereby if I collect his contact, I reach out to him and he's like, "Oh, can you call me another time?" And and he keeps postponing, or the person keeps postponing our conversation. So I think for me, the biggest holdback for me would be how lasting will our relationship be.
Thank you. Balumi, your biggest holdback.
What have I done to be like? What can I share? So,
Have
like
I shared?
many people, even in the UN, the IOs, the international organizations, they have written a lot of things. They have like they have academic works and things to put out. Like I've done this, I've done that. I want to know your opinion, and I want to. What do I tell the person? I I barely I barely have a lot of work in school. I didn't get that.
Now I'm saying you will be. What have I been doing with my life to share with this person now?
Exactly. So, like, what do I tell this person? What do I bring up? Like, I've only read yours. Like, what do I tell you that I've done with the work that you've done? So, something like that. So, that also might be.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Victor, your biggest holdback. Yeah, I'm still muted.
Okay, my biggest feedback in terms of connecting with this big established leader, I think it will still go back to what Belumi said, like, what can I offer? Right? What can I really offer? Knowing that this person is at the top there, and for me, I see it like he has everything up. So what can I offer? So I think that's basically.
Thank you, Victor. Anthony,
Personally, for me, my biggest holdback will be what will I do to consistently get this person's attention? What will I do to consistently remain connected to that person? And I will understand they are very, very busy. I remember I'm trying to reach out to one of my mentors for some time now, and he has always been busy, busy, busy. So most times when I send a message that okay, sir, this is what I've done, and then he will always comment and say, okay, wow, good step, keep it up, do this next time. So, but then there are some points you want to basically share some personal things with them, and they may not give you that chance because them too they are busy. So my challenge is always be what will I do to always get that attention when I need it? What will I do to make them like, okay, even if I call at 7 a.m. or 7 p.m., you'll pick my call, "Ah, this is my boy, let me listen to what he has to say." So that fear of getting them to always listen to me or to connect with me at all time is the biggest challenge for me.
right. Thank you so much. I can't, these are a lot of questions. I've written them down. I can't profile all of the solutions, but the next segment is now going to dive into this conversation, and I'm going to bring Victor, Julius on stage. Myself and him will take each of it at a time, and together with the participants on the comment session, which is getting quite interesting, we would break down these silos. Before we get to that, I definitely have to do a commercial. You know that I have to talk about ProAlly and the great work that we do at ProAlly. ProAlly is shaping the energy and the STEM and related sectors. Any sector that interfaces with science, technology, engineering, maths, we're shaping how people communicate, simplifying their science communication, how they share their stories of positive impact, and how to champion their causes. The work that we do at ProAlly is actually to help both brands and the people in it, the professionals of this sector, to be able to elevate their game, to share the work that they do, and to share it in a way that would drive positive actions. It's not enough to know so much about science and not be able to share it with people. It's not enough to know so much about engineering and not be able to tell it to your grandmother. It's not enough that the people in your house don't even have a sense of the geology or the engineering or the patent or the metallurgy, all of those courses, those nice medical courses, science courses, technology courses that we do. And we do it this in different ways. We help organizations with their event management, where we introduce gamification. We call it edutainment, such that when you are telling about the story of your organization, you're talking about it from a point of entertainment, but at the same time, educating your stakeholders. We also help with helping organizations to build their visibility and build their brand positioning, supporting them with their communication strategies, their leadership strategies, their social media strategies, and a lot of other things that we do. And we have had this in various ways, from managing operations during conferences for some organizations to building credible network and stakeholder engagement for their leaders, to even supporting with initiatives such as a venture lab where we are teaching social education, social business entrepreneurship education, to the Energy Insight series where we come here every month to talk about topical issues like we are doing today, to also supporting professionals to build credible thought leadership. Our work cannot be qualified into one single statement, but we make an attempt to share it as to democratizing energy opportunities. We have an exciting program coming up, the Nexus Community, where we will be helping, teaching university students and a few 0 to 3 years undergraduates. Am I correct now? 0 to 3 years graduates who just left school, of course, 0 to 3 years out of school. And we are taking them through a power skill program where their life is going to be completely changed. It's a 10 weeks program, but even by putting the whole idea together, we already feel the change that is coming. We had about 168 submission, but only 77 made it into the cohort because it is as strenuous as it gets. But the magic starts July 1st. I'll be sharing more details as to what we are planning and the key timeline for this event after we have had our conversation. But I thought it was important to share to you the kind of work that we do at ProAlly, and we are just getting started. So join us, share with us your organization, share our story with your organization and your friends and your colleagues, your contemporary, about the amazing work we are doing, simplifying science communication, amplifying social impact, and also championing progressive causes. So that's my commercial break. Now back to our conversation, and I'm going to bring Julius online now. Julius, you're going to build the cats. There's been so many interesting questions around networking. So many. I don't know where you want to start from, but I'm keen to hear your view as an opening statement. Building credible industry network, what has been your experience? And how do we chatter these myths or problems that our younger professionals have shared with us? Let's go.
Okay, thank you, Madam T. Good day, everyone joining online, joining us today. First, I'd like to say thank you to the organizer, ProAlly. It's an honor to be here. By the way, I'm Julius Adesun, Energy Geoscience professional. Yeah, networking. Permit me, I know we have different faith joining on the session, but I would like to say for me, networking, I can liken it to evangelism, right? And then, it's all about going out there, meeting people and telling them about individual experience, when it comes to the thing of faith. So for me, my own experience has not been really too smooth, just as people may be expecting. Oh, probably now that it's in the industry, yeah. Like Joel mentioned about entry the industry is a big deal. Some people that I've known, I always tell them where to start is the problem. But if you're able to break that barrier, definitely you're going to start growing on it. So for me, understanding why we need to network, I think is a question that is personal to individual. There must be an objective. There's a need for intentionality, and you also need to be positive about yourself. So I know we'll still come back to some of the questions that has been raised, but I will just be touching it one after the other gradually, just to keep my open speech short. There's a need for mind shift. You are what you say you are, whosoever you call us yourself. So there's a place of identity. So when you know who you are, definitely you'll be able to relate with people. So networking is about connection, and I will round off by saying a quote by John Guare. In his quote, he said, connection is what that define humanity. So it's just the ability for you and I to relate and understand each other. So if you are unable to understand yourself, definitely it will be hard for you to understand the other person before you then take it further. There are levels to this thing. You must start from the lowest level. Thank you.
Ouch. You said, there are levels to this thing. You must start from the lowest level. That's the ouch statement. Thank you for that opening. So let's take the questions. I like when you say there are levels to this thing. What is the lowest level?
Okay. Thank you very much. So many of us needs to understand that there's a need for us to define some relationship amongst our colleagues, right? Some people has, the privilege to know about the person you want to meet. And if you don't come to them, if you don't build that relationship at that level that, oh, Julius, I know Julius very well. Julius will not do this. I mean, and this starts with your own personal values. How I became a TS mentee, pardon me. So I will explain. It was after she finished from serving NAPE, and because at that point in time I got to work with her, and I just said, oh, I'm just going to keep this relationship. And honestly, it has been a very wonderful one for me. So for me, you need to define relationship. You need to also invest in relationship at your level. If I ask you now that among your friends, how many of them do you remember their birthday? Not until when you are asked or you see them posting about something. Be interested in what they do, and then from there you will know. And the word is so there's no barrier, there's no constraint. Social media has helped. If I know someone who knows Mr. A, definitely I can use that same person to leverage. So define who you are, and again, focus at the starting point, which is among your friends. How many of them do you share the same ideology, the same value, the same view with? And then you take it up from there. Oh, my friend, I have this issue. Do you know by chance know anybody? And that's all. Lastly, I remember when I applied for certification in AAPG, Madam T was the first person I said, I need recommendation from people. And he said, oh, these are the list of people that I know that. So, and I said, okay, this is what I will do. I will start calling them. Oh, I got to know about you from so person who is sure in one way or the other when they hear about her because of her own personal value, because of who she is, they will say, okay, for this person to be a friend to this person, definitely there's a similarity in personal value. And then that was how I got all the people who used to recommend me for that certification. There was someone who I called and he said, Julius, the last time I came to your office, the way you attended to me, everything that you have done, I don't need to I don't need to write anything. Is there a way I could just call them and say, this is Julius that I know. This is his level of professionalism. So we also need to start from that point and take it a step at a time. You want to meet MD of a company, believe me, write all of the things you want to do and give yourself the time. Who connect with this person? Who know this person? Start from there. That is why I say there are levels to this thing. Thank you.
Right. Thank you. And as you were speaking, I was actually shaking my head. I had a completely different thought, but this that you have said is, we think about network from the perspective of people that are higher than us. But do you even have network within your community of influence? Within your friends? Do your friends know what you are needing in this current phase? Because we have to also be practical. Half of the time, people build network because of something that they need, and there is no shame in it. I think that's one of the mental barrier I always have to help a lot of people with. That, oh, I'm building this network because of what I want. That's the way of the world. That's the principle that the world operates on. It's okay to have me in your network because of what you want to gain from me. But you must start from the beginning, which is, will I be able to give you this thing that you want to gain from me without me feeling cheated? And I've seen a lot of comments saying you have to also bring passion and value to the table. You have to demonstrate what am I bringing to this table. A lot of us, our A game is so poor. Like, is poor. Let's break the table. It is terrible. If you have to, I've had a very recent experience speaking to a young professional that I was embarrassed. I was holding my chest like this, like, this is terrible. Like, this is how terrible that terrible can get. Because we bring next gen culture to the workplace. And it's okay. I feel next gen culture has its place. But it's not everything in the next gen community that is applicable to the workforce. And that's where Julius started from. Start from the beginning. The beginning is, what value are you even demonstrating to the people around you? Your friends in school, your friends out of school, your friends in the workplace. Can they truly attest that Oluwapelumi knows this? She does this. She's a kind person. She's a good person. When you give her a work to do, she delivers it. Because if you cannot demonstrate authenticity at that level, that the word is not authenticity, the word is credibility. If you cannot demonstrate credibility at that level, you would not be able to do same across those faces. So thank you, Julius, on that. So let's move to the next one. There are levels to these things. You must start from the lowest level, and the lowest level is not a bad thing, because even in the hierarchy of human need, you have to even start from basic amenities: food, clothes, shelter. Have you positioned yourself in a way that what you know can give, even if it's small food, even if it's small shelter, even if it is small security, food, clothes, shelter, it's the way to start. And think about it from the value you bring. So let's talk about the biggest barriers that everyone has talked about. Confidence is a big deal. Yeah. How do you break the mode of I'm not confident, I'm introverted? I hear this a lot. When I explain to people that your personality has nothing to do with what you do with a network. It has absolutely nothing to do with the value you. If you don't have value, you don't have value. Whether you are introverted, be a social butterfly, be a mother hen, it doesn't matter. But I want you to also share, how has personality played a part in how people are unable to build credible network? If I tell people here that I'm an introvert, I'm a social introvert, people will say it's not true. A lot of people that know me, every time I say it, they contest it, like, you cannot be an introvert. But that's not what we are discussing. But how does our personality result into lack of confidence, which then becomes a barrier to building the right network? Please share.
Okay, so for me, I don't really agree that our personality actually brings about barrier to networking. Really, when you see an introvert in their area of interest, you will see them opening up. That's the fact. So, and when it's not their time, it's not their environment, they tend to hold back. So for me, like I said earlier, that there's a need for mind shift, yes. And one of the things is that we need to understand uh, cultural dimensions, yeah, which is fine. Everybody has said it that this is where they are from. To also mention, I'm also a village boy. So we are all village people, and then the good thing is it's always hard to take the village out of people, right? But at the same time, through learning, practicing, and then facing your fear, you can as well break this barrier. So for me, one of the things, I've listened to so many people public speaking, and from there, people that on a very good day you can't even see them saying a word, right? But like I said, when you are in your place, when you are in your environment, you easily open up and all of that. So first we need to understand each environment pattern and also see how we can face the fear. And this is all about being positive about yourself. It's all about having a mind shift and being intentional. I want to meet Mrs. A, right? So every other thing for that day might not be important other than that Mrs. A. So when I get to Mrs. A, how am I going to talk to her? Or what can I say? These are things that you keep practicing, you keep thinking about. If you are the type that does not even know what to say at at a time. So look out for what Mrs. A is doing. And in most cases where you can meet people at conferences or meetings, I mean, programs, events, and get to know, is Mrs. A attending this program? Is Mrs. A trying to make a presentation? And get something that you their own interest and see how you can come in. Yeah, that their own interest might not necessarily be yours, but at that point in time, just to start from, you need to know how to get to Mrs. A. And Mrs. A will always have a young person in his network. There is nobody up there that does not have someone from beginning, because they need to also be um, uh, uh, the reality of our world today is that you don't want to be seen as old cargo. You want to know what is current, and that is why you also need people up there. Still have people down there that are climbing the ladder of leadership, or that they still from time to time, still ask them one or two things. And again, this thing is easily done. Just tell yourself, I want to meet Mrs. A, and I'm sure if I don't do it today, you do it again and do it again until you're able to get that done. Thank you.
Amazing. And you're answering all of the questions with one heartbeat. I like when you say that there is always the place for reverse mentoring. And this is where I think a lot of younger professionals, because I consider myself still very young, this is where a lot of younger professionals also miss it, is you think you are the one that needs mentoring, but they also need you to be able to catch up. And I'm not going to, I don't need to lay out, I don't need to lay out what Julius said. We're all very smart people here. We know it, we understand it. So let's move to the next one. As to how do you stay connected? Yeah. How do you, yes, we've made the first, I want to do this. I'm interested in having you as my mentor. I know a lot of people will say that, but I'll keep that to my wrap-up speech. A lot of people just say, hello, hi. You know, they just greet you in one funny way, and you're wondering what's going on. Like, what is this? You know, like, what do you have to say to me? Yeah. But how do people stay connected, Julius? How do you stay connected? And how has staying connected really defined your relationship to become better?
Okay, thank you for the question. I think one of the things that make want to stay connected with their network, for me, my own network is keeping the relationship within a defined scope, a respectful discourse. Anything outside that, I may not be able to bring it on board. So for each relationship, there are focus, there are objective to it. So which take me back to understanding why you are connecting with that person and keeping it, growing that relationship or the network now, is something that you need to, from time to time, bring things around the objective, around area of interest with that person. Yeah, the industry, right? For the industry we are in, you can as well come up with things. Oh, sir, I read about this news about the energy and all of that. You know, I know you belong in the industry. Well, this is my take, and I also like to hear your view as well. So you discuss things around why you established that network in the first place. And it's okay if you don't have anything to share. I mean, you might not, so that you don't also become unserious person. Today you have something to say, tomorrow you have. So there are some relationship, some network that it is for long term. There are some that is just for the short term because you needed to move from a stage to another stage. But do not place what your own desire or benefit, do not put it forward first. You need to see how you are adding value to that person, and then you can then bring on whatever your own area of interest. And like I said, to keep that relationship going, that networking going, you must keep your engagement to the baseline of connecting with such person in the first place. And that is what I've been doing. From time to time, if I have anything to discuss with Madam T, it's all about career. It's all about, this is the stage I am in. This is what I've done. Do you have anything to suggest to me? And that's how the relationship has been. So it's possible. It's doable. Thank you.
Thank you. In as much as I'm feeling like you're using me as an example. I'm not the example here. Everybody asks question. No, they didn't ask question about me. So it's not me, but I guess the learning is also to make it, holistic for everyone, because we really do have that relationship. So I want to just dive into sharing my own experiences as well around the questions that have been asked. When people talk about lack of confidence, it's always from lack of preparation. Because even the most prepared of us, the most prepared of us also have challenges in delivering our message. If I tell you that I need to pray before I enter this session now, you think it's not true. Sometimes I have to like ask myself, TA, today, are you even up to it? You will not feel up to it every time. But this is where preparation comes in. Preparation helps you even when you forget to, be clear in your articulation of what you want to share. Preparation helps you feel calm about it. Lack of confidence is typically because of lack of preparation. Imagine that you have a seminar presentation in school. You know that the lecturer is not the best of your friend, or you even have a presentation at work or at a conference. You're going to prepare for it. So, building network, you have to treat it like it is important. You would not walk up to a senior professional and just say, LOI. As good as it may sound like, oh, I didn't know human, can't I just say LOI? If that is the reason for the relationship, then it's fine. But you cannot then leave that conversation and say, oh, I said LOI. The way she even answered me is not good. Right? Because you got the feedback of LOI. That's it about lack of confidence. Around being intimidated by people's presence, there are no, you can't feel comfortable in everybody's presence. You have to go to accept it as part of what you have to deal with. I mean, there's some profile that they read after they finish reading it. You're like, how? Where are we even going to start this conversation? For how can I have this person in my corner? But there's a statement one of my own mentor made to me at a time that changed the way I saw these views. She said, all you need to do is to articulate yourself very nicely and say, I want to be your success story to mentors that you truly admire. Everybody wants to be a success story. Everybody wants to leave the battlefield with all of their soldiers intact. I don't know if that's the right ideology I should use, but I've said it anyway. But you get the drift. Everybody wants a battalion of soldiers who, after they are off the stage, they can say, that's my, why do you think industry people always say, that's my mentee, that's my mentee, that's my mentee? Because there's value in being a mentee. There's a value in having the right mentee. So it's not only you having the right mentor, it's you being a right mentee. So yes, you will be intimidated because these people have been there, done that. But you must also think about it. I want to be this person's success story. And that's a place to start. Questioning, why am I even connecting with this person? Julius has said that a lot. If you didn't catch it, I'm going to use one line. What is your why? There are 1,001 people on this earth. You can't connect with everyone. You can't go into a conference or an industry or even in your workplace or in school and start throwing yourself at everybody. You're going to end up being like, oh, that girl or that boy who throws herself at everybody. It's okay to go to industry events and have 2 persons that you speak to. There's nothing wrong with it. And if it so be it that you have 10 persons or 100 people that you talk to, is also fine. A lot of the request has also been, how do I get into these spaces without just being a participant? It's a simple knowing who is in charge of that event, asking them a really nice question and saying, I would like to support you. Just being at the backstage, you know what that exposes you to? To everyone who planned that event. But it also gives you a chance to demonstrate the value that you bring. And your value can be as simple as, I know how to tie something on people's chests properly. It does not have to be until how you can model. I don't want to speak geoscience term, but it doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be groundbreaking things. When it comes to what value do you bring to your senior professionals, it starts with, I can help you with logistics. I can help you with some, and you guys are really tech savvy. I'm also very tech savvy. I like to think of it that way. You know, you have a lot of skill sets that most baby boomers, millennials do not have. Do you teach them? Do you share them? Not from a place of ignorance or a place of pride to I really want the success of your events. And I'm going to wrap up very quickly around the timing and the profits of a network. The timing is very important as to when you talk to people, how you talk to people, where you talk to people. Half of the professionals who you consider busy are very busy. They are excruciating. It's not a lie. When people tell you, it may be exaggerated sometimes, but it boils down to priority. If you are not my priority, I'm busy. I can be busy with watching TV. I can be busy with doing something I would rather do than speak to you because you are not in my hierarchy of priority. But it is how do you fit yourself into that space where you become the priority to that person. If you can understand how to prioritize yourself with people, you will be amazed at how much people, and we're talking senior professionals now, will prioritize you. And it comes with how you put yourself together. Don't say hi on WhatsApp chat and you leave it there. What are you eyeing them for? What's the point of the hi or hello or hi ma? What do they want to do with that hi? These are people that need 30 seconds of their time. Even if they have extra 30 seconds for each conversation they have to, it's not enough for them to rest. Be very clear on what you want out of it. I would like to be your mentor or your mentee, and I would appreciate that you can replicate yourself in me. I would like to be your mentee because I want to learn XY skills. I would like to be, you have to be clear. Don't be your mentee because you want to be the person's friend. I mean, friendship is good, but when you are doing mentoring, mentee relationship, you really don't start from friendship. You start from mentor-mentee. And then it evolves into network. And then it evolves into your network. And then the final thing we're going to talk about today is profits. What does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Is the way Joel said. It's not the way Joel said it, but that's the way me I edit. Because this morning, as I was minding my business, I don't apologize for talking about Jesus and the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit dropped in my mind. What does it profit a man? I didn't even know that this was going to happen today. To gain the whole world and lose his own soul is also around network. If your net worth is not serving you, what does it profit you to be there? Get out of it. You know, you must understand that if you assess yourself and say, okay, this network, one of my friends used to use an ideology. He says, if your network cannot provide 1 million, let's say you even have a problem, and you say, maybe it may not be 1 million, it can be 500K. But if they cannot provide the money you need, you can't stop. So is assessing your network every time. What's the value in this relationship or this friendship that we are building? How is it going? Are we helping ourselves? Are we able to be friends to ourselves? Do you call yourself for the projects that you're doing? Can they teach you your subjects? Can they help you share opportunities? Are they telling you about things that is happening in the space that they are in that you want to know? If we are not doing that, nobody is going to do it to us, which is where it is back to the point that Julius started with. Are you even a credible net worth yourself before you want to be a net worth? Before you want to have a credible net worth around yourself? That's how the game is run. You by yourself, are you credible? And the reason why we put the topic as building credible industry network, there's a reason for the credible. Because the game changes when it is credible. You can have industry network, you can collect cards, you can collect all manner of things. But if you yourself are not a person of value, recognizing that if I don't need this person for this current phase, will I need them for a future phase? And start grooming. It's like a garden. And start grooming, sharing what you're doing. But it's not sharing because you just want to share. It's sharing because you want to also draw value out of this. Hey, I'm onto this project. I mean, and I appreciate that you've worked in this space before. Is there anybody you can, share their contact with me that can help me further? That's one way to ask clear, specific questions. Not, I'm working on something. Okay, and congratulations. What else do you want your industry person to say when you share such no action, no follow-up questions with them? But what I also see is that in the comment section, while people are asking questions, the same people are also answering the questions. So it shows us that the answers, we know it, is in our hearts. So we're going to wrap up here, and I'm going to bring everybody back on stage and shut my mouth for their closing statements as to this industry network. We've heard, we've spoken, we have a lot of questions around it, which is the whole idea of this session, is to get into the arts around the questions that is knocking on people's mind around Networth. But share with us your closing thoughts. Having heard all of this, probably looked at the session too, do you still feel like it's a difficult game to build a credible network, or you are in a better space following this? So in no particular order, I'm going to call Anthony again. Your thoughts, your final thoughts. Anthony.
Okay. My final thought will be that as students and young professionals, I'm making reference to student because I'm one. So as students and young professionals, what we should do is to, in as much as we want to build a network with someone, also find a way to contribute to that person's life. I think that will give you more access and to keep you connected to that person. Find a problem you can solve for that person. I remember when I was in school, I used to have one of my favorite lecturer, and next time I return from school, I'll just message. I say, "Mama, I'm available right now. Feel free to tell me anything you want me to help you do in school. I'm available at all time." And that relationship grew, and it really helped me while in school. So find a way to contribute to their life. Remember, most times she'll call me, Joshua, where are you? I mean, they'll stay, come to my office now to help me get something done. So all of those things, and I would do it with joy, with Jesus' joy, permit me. So find a way to contribute to their own life in any little way you can. So it will give you, to make them want to bring you closer to themselves and then expose you to certain secrets that you may not be privy to ordinarily. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Antonia. Anthony. So let's go to Pelumi now. Final thoughts.
Thank you very much for everything and the way you explained it.
Yeah.
Um, can you?
Now, yes.
Okay. So thank you very much for everything, for explaining it. It's like breaking down everything for us to digest. Um, Now I've now seen and understand that networking is not, it's not as hard as the way I thought, or the way it seemed to be. So um and more, the one I really really that I'm pondering on and I'm going to go back and ponder on is the fact that the value, and how do you, like, what value are you, the value you're giving to your friends, and what are you doing in your community and things like that. So, and it made me remember like people or friends and people I was when I was doing my research, they started with she was doing climate action. So like they will mobilize and try to sensitize people about the things they are doing, that about the things that are doing that is affecting the environment, that kind of thing. And I was just telling her that, that this is very hard and something like that. But I now understand. And thank you very much.
Great. Thank you. So we have Joel now. Okay, Joel. Maybe I get background noise from, but please, we probably need to mute so that we can hear ourselves. Right. So yeah, thank you. Now it's better. So we can have Victor now. Victor.
Okay, okay, ma. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Julius Addison. I think most of your points spoke directly to me. Seriously. I think two things. Do it again and again, even when you are not getting what you want. You have to keep doing it. And also, there are levels to things. You must start from the lowest level. I think these 2 points are I really find as very important in the terms of networking. So I will keep doing it. Whoever I want to establish as a connection with, establish a connection with, I'll keep doing it again and again. And as well, make out time to get to know more about them, like get a clear research about who I'm meeting. And I think that's it basically. Thank you very much, Mr. Julius, for those points.
Right. Thank you, Victor. Now, Joel, the stage is yours. Can you hear us, Joel? Okay, network has probably happened to Joel. Okay, if Joel comes back, we'll take him quickly. But I would also like to open the floor to Julius. Your final thoughts on this.
Okay, thank you very much. It's been an interesting discussion in the last few minutes, and then we're talking about building credible industry network. I think for me, network really has defined our influences and communication, and we must be intentional about how we network and how we go for networking. Very, very important. And never forget that at every point in life, you will need people. Then who are you to people around you? It's a question you need to answer. And then answering that question will then take us to the next stage of, oh, this is who I am to people, and these are the kind of people I want in my space. Thank you, Pro Ally, for this great opportunity. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Lua Palumi. Thank you, Joel, even though he has network problem now. Thank you, Victor. Thank you, Julius. And to all of our participants on the comment section, thank you. So the conversation is not only about what we have shared, it's also about what you have also shared. So much gem on the comment section, and apologies that we can't take all of it, but we will amplify your message because what you have said is true and your questions indeed are really valid, but you must start from the scratch. What is the value of the relationship I'm trying to pursue? So to close, I'm going to be sharing with you some upcoming activities around what we are doing at Pro Ally, because a couple of initiatives are on, and it will be a pleasure to ensure that you understand what we are doing. The Nexus community is, if you give me 1 minute to switch to my screen, and we will be out here in a jiffy. The Nexus community is starting, and it's starting July 1st. Everybody has been asking, what's the Nexus community about? The Nexus community is a game changer. Like, you're going to be, let me know over promise, but it's going to be completely different game for students and young professionals in the energy and STEM industry. There's a reason why this is our focus, because they are the ones who truly need the kind of support that we offer. Please let me know when you can see my screen, because my slides are up from my end. So please just let me know. The other thing that I would also like to do is share with you around the Venture Lab initiative. You must have heard it or read about it from a few of our LinkedIn posts and our social media posts. The Venture Lab would soon be open to the public. However, it will be for very few individuals, and we'll be sharing more details as that time comes. But I'm saying this ahead so that you don't get cut off from the opportunity that the Venture Lab that we are working with AAPG on, the American Association of Petroleum Geologists, to bring to the fold. You would also be seeing that where we invite selected people to join us and be a part of this Venture Lab. And in no particular order, I would like to say a huge, I don't know what's going on with my screen today because I'm presenting, but it's, can anyone see my screen, please? If you can leave me a comment, I see it, I don't see it. Oh, you can. Okay. Strangely, I can't. Okay. Anyway, but if you can, then that would be good. So my second slide actually has a thank you to, thank you. Right. It's to thank Cypher Crescent, the organization that sponsored our May events. Really thank you. We appreciate it. If you do us a favor, please go to their page to say thank you for sponsoring Pro Allies May Energy Insight series. I'm not sure we can by ourselves say that enough, but would really like you to join us in really saying thank you to them. Nexus officially launches on the 1st of July. If you have not geared up your mind as to what you are going to experience at Nexus and you qualified, I would say have some thinking time. Give yourself like a 30 minutes, 1 hour and say, this Nexus community, what am I even going to get out of it? And in terms of timeline, this is it. We are going to be having the core class engagements between the 1st of July, our launch dates, till the 23rd of August. And this is nine weeks in total, where we'll be having very senior industry leaders. And this is out of the energy industry. People who have, for lack of a better word, climbed and shattered ceiling. They'll be teaching us all subjects that is related to power scale, from adaptability, resilience, public speaking, teamwork, critical thinking, problem solving, even fundamental human rights. It's a different game. The game is changed for everyone who qualified as a member of our cohort 1. And that engagement also has a lot of assignments. It has a lot of teamwork. We want to also help you to start building your network together from this stage of being undergraduate and also being young professional. Then we're going to have our final showcase session, which is project-based, between the week of 28th of August till the 5th of September. And our graduation ceremony would be 6th and 7th. It is something to look forward to. I can tell you as a matter of fact, it is something to look forward to. If you've heard the feedback from those who attended our Gifts of Connection, this is just scratching the surface of it. So that's where I'll stop today, and to say thank you very much for every time you join us on this session. We appreciate it. It's Pro Ally. The work that we do matter, and we hope that you have gained a lot of value from today's session. Please stay connected. Follow us on our social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, websites, all of those nice places. It's always our delight to bring this to you, and we look forward to having you next month. Have a wonderful day, and God bless you. Bye for now.
In a world where energy powers progress, our company is leading the conversation and engagement towards that brighter future. Welcome to Pro Ally, a communication and stakeholder management company for the energy, STEM, and related sector.
With us, conscientiousness, exceptionalism, and positivity are not just words, but the very core of our existence and dedication to making a difference in the energy industry. From managing diverse industry events, simplifying complex communication, positioning brands and people, to helping organizations deliver practical sustainability initiatives,
we believe that accurate and transparent communication is the key to success in the energy sector. Conscientiousness is at the heart of everything we do. We are more than a business. We are professional experts. We are your ally.
we are meticulous in our approach, ensuring that the information we convey is not only reliable, but also easy to understand. Our services are born to solve these sectorial pain points, tapping into our depth of wisdom, knowledge and understanding, network and proven expertise. At Pro Ally, we don't settle for ordinary. Exceptionalism is our standard.
Our team is made up of experts who constantly strive for excellence, providing our clients with nothing but the best. But it's not just about what we can do, it's about the positive impact we will create. We believe that a positive outlook is crucial in driving change. Our mission: to champion progressive causes and amplify positive impact. We bridge the gap between complex scientific information and accessible communication.
We work tirelessly to ensure that our clients and stakeholders understand and appreciate the significance of their initiatives. At Pro Ally, we are not just a company, we are a movement. A movement driven by conscientiousness, guided by exceptionalism, and fueled by positivity.
Join us on our journey to simplify science communication, amplify positive impacts, and champion progressive causes in the energy industry. Whether you are an organization, stakeholder, brand, partner, or professional in energy and STEM, then welcome to Pro Ally. There is a place for you in our journey. We are Pro Ally, your professional ally, your positive ally.
Visit our website to be a positive part of the energy and STEM revolution at www.proallyworld.com or send us an email at proally.org@gmail.com or info@proallyworld.org. Pro Ally, championing progressive causes, amplifying positive impact.